Greetings, everyone. Thankful to have you here on this 19th day of February, where again, the storm of the winter, hopefully thus far and for the winter, still, of course, taking center stage for our headlines this evening. Good news tonight is that in the past 24 hours, as you would expect, utility crews have made significant progress. To how much and what degree, when might your power and water be restored? I'll have the very latest update for you in just a few seconds, as we'll turn to representatives of AEP as well as Licking Valley RECC and the McGoffin County Water District. I'll have your forecast for the weekend, still looking at, well, I know I say it whenever it happens, or when that has happened for a while, but when you have a forecast with very few words, that's a good thing. And haven't had one with this few of words in it in quite some time. And we're still looking at temperatures to hit 50. I actually have mid-50s by midweek next week. And that's going to go a long way to thaw us out. It's going to make a bit of a muddy scenario, which as well may hamper some still ongoing utility efforts. But nonetheless, warmer and sunny is certainly better. We'll begin tonight, however, with the following report on a structure fire that claimed a McGoffin County residence yesterday in the far southern part of the county. I spoke with the tenants off camera earlier today after I actually followed Judge Executive Matt Wireman to the location where it appears as though something of an electrical nature may have started a fire. The couple and a 3-month-old son had been using a generator, and just shortly after power had returned, it was then upon returning to their home that they found a portion of it completely engulfed in flames, that fire which would go on to completely destroy and claim everything that they owned. This single-wide mobile home sat at near the end of Jake Wireman Fork in McGoffin County. This the scene yesterday after it burst into flames. I did travel to that area today, and I spoke with the occupants, who also include a 3-year-old little boy. And they told me off camera, still very emotional and shaken up as one might imagine, that they had been using a generator for electricity during the storm, borrowed from Mr. Roy Kahn's boss, I believe it was. And then when the electricity came on yesterday, they returned that generator. But during that time frame, a family member went to check on the residence when the electricity came on, and in opening the front door, found the kitchen area completely engulfed in flames. It's unknown what caused the fire. The couple and the small child, fortunately, were not home at the time. Also, the gentleman stating that he was just glad that this did not happen during the overnight, to when they may have all been asleep or early in the morning, as he leaves for work about 5 o'clock each morning. Nevertheless, in a matter of a few moments, the home was completely destroyed, as were all their belongings, except for literally the clothes on their back. I did get some information from them and asked if we could pass that along to our viewers who may be able to help, some clothing sizes to begin with. And we have the 2 phone numbers that you can reach Kayla Howard and Roy Kahn at the top of your screen. The 3-year-old little boy wears 24 months to 2T, size 8 in little boys' shoes. Kayla Howard wears a 7 in pants, medium shirts, and a 7 size shoe. Mr. Roy Kahn wears a 30-30 pant, medium shirts, and a 10 shoe. If you have any clothing items that could be used for them, they would greatly appreciate it. The McGoffin County Judge's Office is as well trying to connect the family with the American Red Cross and other like entities which may be able to offer them some assistance. Again, the home, a complete loss, and again, the family losing everything but the clothing that they had on them at the time. You are also invited to call the McGoffin County Judge Executive's office as well if you can help with any clothing or monetary donations or otherwise in regards to that McGoffin County family. With that said, I'll be right back. We'll get you up to date on water, and it is flowing more than it was 24 hours ago, but still some more to come. That's still pending on utility efforts, which are still very well underway. Being Sayersville's oldest continuous business is not Fraser's Prater Drugs' most important legacy. It's the care and attention they devote to every single customer. And that, combined with quick and convenient curbside service at the front and rear entrances, makes for getting your medications simply and safely. And calling ahead makes it even faster. Fraser's Prater Drug Store's curbside and in-store service, open Monday through Friday, 9 until 6. Jesse Rudd and his staff at Parkway Pharmacy are proud to announce the newest member of their team, and yours, pharmacist Dustin Jones, who's actually the grandson of Janet and the late Paul Jones of Dixie in Salyersville. And his addition of over 12 years of experience in inpatient and outpatient services gives you unmatched availability and care when it comes to your health and medication.
Parkway Pharmacy, where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424. All of our major utilities have made significant improvements in the last 24 hours since my last update with you. Hundreds and hundreds of water and electrical customers have, in the past 24 hours, seen their service restored, but much more work is to be done, especially in a few very hard-hit, troubled areas. For Magoffin County Water District customers, many that were at this time last evening without water have since seen water pressure start to build and restored. There are still a few areas of the county that are still dependent on electricity restoration before the complete system will be back up and running at 100%. Here's Alan McCarty of the Magoffin County Water District. Just wanted to touch base with you. I know that you guys have covered a lot of ground since yesterday. Let's go ahead, before we talk about the still troubled areas, run through the scenario elsewhere for me. I know that you were able to get water restored to a great portion or portions of the county in the last 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. We have water flowing up Route 7, which is what they call up the river. Got water all the way to Molly Branch to the end of the line now. We also have Elk Creek and Route 30's up and running, so the water's going in that direction throughout the county. The only two areas that we have left that we're kind of concerned with right now, and the electric company is doing everything in their power to get the power back onto these stations, is Mine Fork and Literal, Burning Fork, and Mash Fork. And once they get the power in, as soon as they give me the go-ahead that the power's back on, I've got guys on standby to go get the pumps up and running. So it's just a matter of getting the power back on.
What was their last indication to you as to where they were in that process, or when they might be able to have that completed?
Their best guess right now for the Burning Fork and Mash Fork will probably be tomorrow. They're hopeful that they may be able to do something with it late tonight, but they're not too certain on that right now, because the issue they're having there is all the work is in the woods. They can't get equipment to it. They're having to hand pack everything back there. They keep finding more poles that's damaged and broken and having to replace as they go. But they're working as hard as anybody I've ever seen. So I anticipate hopefully sometime tomorrow for Burning Fork and Mash Fork. And then the Mine Fork area, their poles they're having an issue with down on this end is 3-phase. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, bigger stuff that they're dealing with. But once they get those poles replaced and everything repaired, then we should be able to get Mine Fork up and running. I'm hoping that may come on tonight, but if not, in the morning.
And you've got a little more flexibility there, I guess, because you've got a couple of stations. If you can get power to either one, is that
correct?
My understanding? You can get some water going to some folks.
Yes, we have 2 stations over here. One's on Literal, and the other one is called Mine Fork. Going first, we can loop the 2 lines in together by just simply opening a valve. So if we get power to either one of them, we're going to have water on this end of the county.
Alan, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. I know it's been a long past several days, and you and all of your crews and everybody else is in here. We don't take enough time to thank you all for the job you're doing, but we want to make sure that you know we do appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you.
The improving forecast that I have for you in just a few moments will also allow utilities like Kentucky Power to have a helicopter in the air to survey damage and better locate any troubled areas that thus far they have been finding by foot or by drone. We'll hear about that, and we'll hear about specifically residents in the Burning Fork area and Mash Fork area who are still awaiting power to be restored. I have the most recent update conversation just before I sat down in regards to those efforts and when you may expect to see power. I'll have that interview in just a few seconds. Right now, Curry Howard of Licking Valley RECC says, as is other utilities in eastern Kentucky, that is a scenario. The scenario is very similar in the fact that it's not a 100% situation of just correcting or fixing issues and lowering numbers of outages, because they're also seeing more outages happen even today with the weather continuing to change. In talking with AEP officials and then just with other folks who are out and kind of in the know, is it safe for us to assume that it's kind of a situation where the deeper you get and as time goes on, you're finding just as many new problems as fixing old ones? Is that a reality of it?
That is reality, Red. And I tell you what we're running into now, where these trees it's falling out, it's falling, and when the ice falls, it's breaking more limbs. Our guys are telling me when I'm out there with them that their trees still falling all around them, and they're having to work. That makes treacherous working conditions. So, they're just this in the little area that I got to run out today. I found 3 more broke poles and lines down, and these areas are in the single phase lines that goes up the hollows and serves a lot of people. And I know people still really getting frustrated over it, and I am too. But those are going to be some of the last ones that come on. But we hope to keep plugging on. We have our crews from Indiana, from Bowling Green, and we got another crew in today from Owen up northern Kentucky. And so I just hope that by the end of the weekend that things will be looking better than they are now. We get some pretty nice temperatures coming up maybe over the weekend and on through next week. It will make working conditions better temperature-wise, but also when that happens, the mud then hits. And getting our trucks off-road and all that stuff, it's going to be a different issue. So, but right now we're a little better than 1,300 still off in McGoffin County. They're working their hearts out to try to get these things on. I know there's some issues with the water, and we're trying to get the pump stations back hooked up for everybody. I know they had some broken facilities on their pump stations, and I think they've got most of those corrected now. As soon as we can get the power to them, we'll be able to hook those up. I know a lot of people's interested in that. So, overall, Licking Valley still got a little better, over 2,000 still out, with, like I said, about 1,300 better in McGoffin, 873 in Morgan, 236 in Wolf, and 189 in Breathitt. Those are about an hour ago, those numbers. So they're changing, continuously changing. Hopefully those numbers in the next couple of days are going to drop drastically. So we need to keep our fingers crossed and keep praying that it does, buddy.
Any advice? Is there anything that folks need to do for if they still don't have power? Is there a point where they need to start letting you know again?
Yes, I was actually going to say that. I was going to say, if they don't have power, in the next couple of days, they need to go ahead and probably report again or go into to our automated reporting system. And when they report to the automated system, it automatically lets us know that they've reported it. So, and that way we don't want to miss nobody, because sometimes we can do that. We don't want to. We want to be sure and get everybody on just as quick as possible. So, like I say, in the next couple of 3 days, definitely, at least call us or go on to the reporting system and do that. Smart Hub, if you have Smart Hub, you can go there. You can actually see how many we've got out in the counties in your area also. So, yeah, that's a good idea.
Up next, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar, and I've got a birthday to share tonight. Yeah, everybody, join me in saying happy birthday, Addison. That's Addison Bianca Carpenter, 7 years old. Happy birthday to you. Love a whole lot of family and friends. 7 big birthday wishes to Addison Bianca Carpenter. Happy birthday to you. Remember, when you got birthdays and anniversaries, folks, send them to me. I'll show you how you can get them here any way you want, email, phone, fax, whatever, and we'll put them on TV. And when you want to print it for free in the Sagersville Independent, that's J.O. at Sagersville Independent. Are you looking for a job, a good job? One other announcement before we go on. The Bureau of Prisons is hiring the United States Penitentiary Big Sandy in Inez is having a career fair next Thursday from 2 till 7. Applicants need to bring a resume, valid ID, and transcripts, and you're encouraged to attend and should bring a copy of your DD-214. Visit usajobs.gov to apply as well, and you can find out more about what they have openings for correctional officers. Base salary $43,000, all the way up to $49,000, as well as other benefits. Keep that in mind. That is next Thursday, once again, 2 till 5, and I'll remind you a couple of days early next week. Nightly obituaries are, as always, brought to you by the Magoffin County Funeral Home, and tonight include a reminder of services to be held tomorrow morning at 11 for Kathy Ann Emmons Cole of Sagersville, who passed away last Sunday, survived by her daughter Melinda Cole and sons Kelly and Kenny and Kevin and Kyle Cole, Alex Cole as well, and sister Kim Hutchison, Sandy Emmons and Viola Fletcher, and brother Chucky Emmons. Services tomorrow at 11 from the Sayersville Funeral Home. 75-year-old Donnie Ray Minix of Craft Creek to be laid to rest following services that begin Sunday at 1. He's survived by his wife Mary, son Morris Delane Minix, stepson Ricky Arnett, two daughters Rochelle Renix Reese and Melinda Minix Marcy, as well as sisters Joanne Literal and Honey Regal, and 11 grandkids and 16 great-grandkids. Services Sunday at 1 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Helen Combs of Elk Creek Road in Sagersville passed away this Tuesday at her home. Survivors include a son, Donald Ray Combs of Radcliffe, and two daughters, Connie Arnett and Minnie Johnson, both of Sayersville, and one brother, James Collins of London, and a special niece, Willie Clay Bailey. 16 grandkids and 27 great-grandchildren, 5 great-great-grandchildren. Services to be held next Wednesday at 1 from the Sayersville Trinity Full Gospel Church. And 76-year-old Ronald Poe of Sayersville passed away at his home last evening. Arrangements are being made at this hour by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Appalachian Wireless invites you to start the new year off with a bang. What better way than with a new Samsung device? The new Samsung Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, and S21 Ultra are the latest and hottest devices of the new year with great cameras, all-day battery life, and faster processors. The S21 is the phone everyone wants and will be jealous of. From now till the end of February, the new Samsung S21 models will be $400 off the Advantage plan at Appalachian Wireless and AppalachianWireless.com. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
The upcoming forecast will detail some nicer weather that as soon as tomorrow may allow a helicopter to be used by American Electric Power. Till now, they have been on foot and using drones to try to find some very remote outages that they are concentrating a lot of effort on to try to get customers back into service. And one of the hardest hit areas is a cross-country line that essentially runs from the substation on Route 40 in Falcon to across the hill, and it comes out, if you will, or behind the BP on the Mountain Parkway. And it's in between those two places that they found multiple poles broken. They've even found more broken, I believe, just as recently as today. And it's not until those repairs, which have to be done by hand and largely on foot, can be made that customers in the Burning Fork area and Mash Fork area and some others will see their electricity restored. And here's when you can expect to see that. I know that you guys have had, you've narrowed down your efforts to some of the worst hit areas of Magoffin County. Before we talk about the situation with the Burning Fork and Mash Fork areas, how about the rest of Sagersville and Magoffin County as far as AEP Kentucky Power is concerned? Can you give me an update there?
Well, from what I'm seeing, looking on OMS, most of that is concentrated out of the Falcon Station. That's a station that serves that entire area. There's 3 circuits out of it: Falcon, Sagersville, and Falcon Oil Springs. So that's that mountain crossing coming back out of Oil Springs. We had a pole stripped, and that ties a lot of it together. If I'm not mistaken, one circuit's hot, and they backfed it down and pick up the nursing home Restaurant Road off the energized circuit. So, and most of our efforts and all of our crews have been back in the mountains with excavators and dozers building that first mountain crossing back on each side. And tomorrow's plan, we'll have 9 more crews coming in and attacking what they've had, and they'll finish that up, and then we'll get everything else and make our goal is to make a significant dent and get all that 3-phase on. It's a goal. There'll be some isolated taps probably, but we'll see if nothing changes. Today was the first day in the forecast that I've seen that there's no weather tomorrow, and we can actually get a helicopter up. We've been using drones down there, and we've flown that, we've walked it, and we're getting a helicopter up in some of our the worst areas than this that are being hit that we can't access it by either way right now in the northern part of the service territory in that Louisa Ashland area.
Mm-hmm. So that if you guys can make that connection or those connections in the Burning Fork and Mash Fork area, that will just about have everything, except for the smaller legs, maybe here and there. Will that have a significant portion of the service back up?
Yes, that is our goal, and our target is tomorrow evening when they clear up and come out of there. We'll have the 3-phase on. My understanding, going out of Burning Fork, there's a couple of taps that need to be isolated, but we can get all the 3-phase. That's what I was just told, energized, and pick up a major chunk of these customers.
And lastly, a forecast that had to improve at some point, and indeed it has. The word sunny is now in there on more than one occasion, even though we're in for some brutal cold weather tonight in the low teens, maybe even a little bit below that, and upper teens tomorrow night. By Sunday, and certainly throughout at least the first half of your next week, it's going to be an improvement. But it had to get better, right? I mean, what else could it do? We're going to see nothing more than maybe a flurry or two tonight, mostly cloudy skies, but it's the cold air that's really the trouble part of the forecast, is we're pretty much out of the woods precipitation-wise, except for those flurries. We have 12 degrees tonight under mostly cloudy skies, so another brutal cold night tonight. Tomorrow we'll hit around 34, close to what we did today, but it's still into the sub-20s at 17 degrees for tomorrow night. But look at that. We expect to see sunshine tomorrow, and that will go a long way to melt the snow off. And 34 degrees is the start of the thaw. Mostly clear skies will continue for the rest of your Saturday and Saturday night. And Sunday, we're still pushing close to 50 degrees in your forecast. Mostly sunny, 49, nothing more than a light southeast wind. But you will notice that our next active pattern does start late Sunday night, mainly after 4 o'clock when we've got another system that brings us showers. We're going to be 35 or better for nighttime lows, so the precipitation will be wet and not white. And then Monday, we'll back off temperature-wise to about 42, mostly cloudy skies, and those showers probably lingering and holding on till about noon on your Monday. Mostly cloudy Monday night, and as you see, a low of 30, but the temperatures spike back up on your Tuesday, and we're going to make a nice little run. Tuesday, we're right now looking at about 50 degrees, sunny skies, mostly clear that night. Wednesday, warmer still, 55 degrees. Some places in Kentucky might even see close to 60. I don't know about us, but 55 is good enough for me. Mostly sunny. Rain chances to the tune of 20% late Wednesday night and into your Thursday, but we still hold on to the upper 40s Thursday and Friday. And as I leave you for the weekend, I know that it's going to continue to be a long, dark, and cold weekend for many. Above all, while everyone continues to endure the after effects of this winter storm, we hope everyone stays in and warm as possible and stays safe. Road conditions still not the greatest. All main roads are clear, but with temperatures like we're going to see tonight and tomorrow night, it just takes a little moisture for those to refreeze and become slick and hazardous. And of course, side roads, many are still just unpassable as of right now. So please keep that in mind. And trees, as you heard in a couple of earlier reports, with the thaw, are going to continue to fall. So don't assume that part of the scenario of this storm system is over as of yet. It's still a potentially dangerous situation. We hope everyone stays safe, and I hope to see you back here Monday for more of your news today. And again, big thank you, as big as possible as one could relay, to all of our utility crews and all those first responders and the like who have been out there working so hard to try to keep us all safe. Good night, everyone, and thank you for watching.